There are three things that I wish that I knew when my daughter's addiction started, because not knowing those three things made everything worse. So I'm going to share what those three things are and what I would have done had I known those three things. My name's Heather, and I help mothers worry less and create more connection with their child who's struggling with addiction. You do not have to wait for recovery. Healing can start today. Follow me to learn more. Number one is do not react to your feelings of panic and fear. When I found out that my previously 4.0 GPA competitive cheerleader daughter was not only struggling with addiction, but anxiety, depression, an eating disorder, and suicidal ideation and self-harm, I was appalled and terrified. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel panicked or scared. Those are normal feelings. What I'm saying is don't react to those feelings. Take time to pause and manage those feelings and respond intentionally. I regret every action that I took from panic and fear, but I have no regret about actions that I took from love and compassion. So the second thing is that I didn't know that most of what I thought I knew about addiction was based on stigma and not science. And over the years, I've realized that there were so many things that were based on stigma and not science, but I'm just going to share one of those things with you in this video. The stigma was believing that drugs were the problem, but the drugs were actually the solution to her problem. She was self-medicating because she was really struggling with depression and anxiety and nightmares and insomnia, and that's where it all started. I had this stigmatized belief that if I could just somehow get her away from the substances, then she would just magically come to her senses and not want to do it anymore. Removing the drugs would not have fixed any of those problems for her because they were there before she started using substances. So instead of thinking that she was crazy for using substances, I would have asked myself, how does her behavior make sense? What are these drugs doing for her? And then I would have thought of a healthier way or collaborated with her to ask a healthier way to manage those symptoms than using substances. And the third thing is that all of my attempts to control my daughter's behavior and punish her for substance use just resulted in a power struggle that I lost every time. And not only did I lose the power struggle, I lost connection with my daughter and I lost all influence with my daughter because her response to that was running away. She was a teenager when this started. So she would run away and she started developing this lifestyle of living as somebody who didn't have a home. And the more she got into that lifestyle, the further she got away from me, the further she got away from all of her connections. And now suddenly the people that she's using drugs with have the most influence on her. So instead of using control and punishment, I would have used boundaries and collaboration. Now, the boundaries I would have used would have been about protecting me and not trying to control her. What do you wish that you knew before your child started struggling with addiction? Put it in the comments, or if you have something you want me to make a video on, put that in the comments as well.